The Dragged Kingdom. One of the kingdom that fell into the ruins, abandoned, and yeah, it was a mess. But this place has been quite relatively close to the spawn area, but the damage is yeah, let's just move on from that. I'm pretty sure those are creeper explosions. And apparently someone died here and made a tombstone out of it. Wonderful. Okay. However, according to Carson, surprisingly the ruins is relatively close to the spawn. Let's see what this one reads. Report 9, Day 45. No sign of Andra, and still no life form to be seen. I got some food stock left in my inventory, but it's not going to last any longer. If I don't find him and get out of this world soon, I'll be starved to death. Even though I knew already that I would respawn again after I died. Something is not right, and I don't think I should be killing myself to refill my hunger. Hold on. I saw something. Well, looks like I believe there's one more book to be found left. Speaking of, I wonder what the kingdom is doing. I wonder if Korgia is doing a great job holding the kingdom.
did your highness manage to keep doing this? Building the castle seems easy to him, but for me, building the town, just this took me 2 weeks straight to build it. Gee, I miss your highness. When is he gonna come back? I don't want to do this anymore. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of UNSMP episode 16. I know it has been quite a while since the last episode. I mentioned that I'm going to do the town of security, and here we are. Over for the past 2 weeks, I have been building, but then again, most of the time I get the rest in between. But this is the progress I've done so far. So, last episode I mentioned that there is total amount of 70 houses, and so far I'm only just about the quarter away from finishing the town of security. If I'm not mistaken, I have built a total amount of 20 houses. This count is the 20th I've built so far, as you may have seen on the time-lapse. So, yeah, it takes so long for me to build one of the houses. One of these houses, it took about roughly around 32 an hour, so you can pretty much imagine like 3 houses total. It's gonna take about an hour and a half, which is a lot longer than I thought. So yeah, it's a very underestimated project that I'm doing this. But let's say if we take a look of the progress we have done so far, you can already feel like the scenery is starting to set in, isn't it? You just walk on this pathway and you can already feel the emotions that you are in. Like, let's say you're in a cave and this is where like the houses will be built underground, and yeah, it's sort of gives off that kind of feeling over here, even though I'm literally building under the castle right now. But the feeling is there, the emotion, and the like. There's not much of space to walk around, and I mean I say that there is quite a lot of space to walk around, but I'm talking about like the complexity and how the houses are combined together. There's literally no gap in between. Yeah, it's like so far, you know what? All I can say is I'm really impressed by the amount of work I put into this project, like the amount of exteriors I've done. Now, this is the houses we have built, but to tell you guys the truth, right? Yeah, there is no interiors whatsoever. Not even a single houses over here has any interiors at all. When will I be doing these interiors? Maybe once I finish building all the exteriors of 70 houses. Will I be doing the interiors? Well, maybe not me. Maybe your highness will be the ones to do the interiors. But yeah, like I say, once all 70 houses is done, then we will proceed to the interiors of the houses. But yeah, this is kind of the update I'll be giving you right now, because it may just look at the facade right now, right? But what I didn't really show you right now is just like it's here back of here. Because the other side, there's still so many more houses that I need to build on each of the sides over here. I only built the side on the front where it is visible towards the statues. But yeah, the back of here, yeah, still need to build a lot more houses. But today, let's try to step back from building houses because there is something that I want to show you. So, if you guys didn't notice by now, that you might be wondering, where do I get all these moss from? Now, I'm pretty sure the last time you saw me having a moss block, it's probably just a few. And now, if we take a look at this, we have plenty of moss scattered around the places. How did I get so many of them? Well, if you take a look over here, I have built myself a moss farm right over here. Now, it may not seem much right now, but yeah, I built the moss farm in between episodes, and it's been producing quite a lot, so I can use it for my projects, as you can see. Now, this design is actually done by Shuttlecraft. I will actually link the description of their moss farm down in the description below so you guys can check it out. But yeah, this design is done by Shuttlecraft. Basically, this actually was supposed to be producing bone meal instead, but I kind of made some small changes, so it also gives me the moss before it produces any like bone meal stuff. But yeah, you can see all of the cobblestone and just like all the stone will get pushed forward and destroy all of the moss, and all of the stuff up above will be flushed down by the water over here, you can see. And once it all flushes down, it goes into the pipe over here, and it goes into the hopper, which goes into the storage room right over here. And as you can see, I have a lot of moss. And not only that, I also been producing quite a lot of bone blood. So this farm technically has been producing quite efficiently in both moss and bone farm. So yeah, it's quite interesting, and you should definitely check out the design in the description below by Shuttlecraft. They did such an amazing job on this. So yeah, this farm over here is gonna help a lot in the future of my project. Oh, and also let's not forget about one more thing that I've been doing in between the episodes. So right over here in the nether, you guys might recognize this farm. This is basically my gold/XP farm, right? But since I have a lot of gold whilst everything up there, I have built myself a pigling battering farm, as you can see right over here. This thing has been producing quite a lot of resources for me, which I'm definitely gonna need. As I was saying, this farm has been producing quite a lot of resources that I'm definitely gonna need in the future of my project. As you can see, it's been producing quite a lot of whatever. I took all of them recently, so which is why this chest empty. Yeah, it has been producing quite a lot of stuff over here. Again, I've been cleaning out a lot of stuff over here, so there's not much to see. But yeah, this farm is definitely gonna help me a lot in producing many of the resources that I'm gonna need for my project. So yeah. Oh, but not to mention, I also built myself a basalt farm. You can see it's been producing quite a lot of basalt as well. I don't know if I ever gonna need a lot of basalt, but it's definitely gonna be nice to have them over here. It's gonna help me a lot for my project as well. So yeah, this farm is gonna help me a lot.
Why hello there. This is the future me, or you can say D White and D the cat are speaking to you from the future. Well, I'm pretty sure you guys may have noticed by now that this episode I have been using the voice changer for Koga, which is the character you've been looking at right now. Now the reason for me doing that is because in the last episode I tried to do a very deep voice,
just like this one.
However, if I do it for too long, I will get a really bad sore throat. Which is why in this episode I decided to use a voice changer. Now, I know some of you guys don't like the voice changer, and some of you guys aren't really get used to me having a really deep demonic voices and all. But this is where you guys gonna come in. If you guys prefer me to use the voice changer for this character, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about that. You guys can give me some critiques, some feedback about whether I should use the original voice of Kokia, which is me doing the really deep voice, or if you prefer me to use the voice changer, which will make things easier for me. And don't worry about the voice changer is being bad. I will try to make some changes as we go on. So gradually and eventually, hopefully in time, Kogia will sound a lot more, let's say, pleasing to you guys. So yeah, editing future of Fighting Cat, signing out. So while building this town, I realized something really important. So as I was building, I gradually realized the resources I have in the sugar box over here is technically not enough for me to really go all out. Now, if you're wondering what I mean by that, it's because so you know that in 1.18, as of currently, we have a lot of building resources. We have walls, we have deep slates, blackstone, concrete, and etc. Right? But I also realized that it's technically one other blocks that not a lot of people has actually used before. And one of them is actually glazed terracotta. Now, if you guys remember, glazed terracotta is a block that not a lot of people actually use, mainly because like it's not an easy block for people to use in the build in the certain situations. But let me quickly show you the orange terracotta because it's the only one I have currently. I would smell the others. You know what? Let's smell the others as well. Why not? And see what kind of colors we would get out of all of them. Aha! As you can see, all of this red glazed terracotta, it is slowly coming in. So if we take a look at the block right now, it has really interesting textures on the block itself. This is the red glazed terracotta, and it is going to be the same for any other colors. But as you can see, this is the yellow glazed terracotta, and what the unique function about this is if we face a certain directions, if we place it properly, we might get a unique pattern all fall together. As you can see, if you do it this way, it looks so complete, isn't it? There's a center, it wraps around, and it feels like everything here is all connected. Whereas if you do it like this, you can see it's all detached and looks weird. And yeah, it's also kind of the reason why a lot of people doesn't use it on the build as well. So, but for me, I generally want to try to use this glazed terracotta, and especially black glazed terracotta. Now these one I like the most, mainly because I like the color, I like the textures, and I feel like it's gonna fit the theme of Town of Securities, because you know the theme is kind of dark and like spooky and security, and the whole place is generally quite dark as well. So I feel that the black glazed terracotta is pretty much gonna tie in well with the Town of Security itself. So we are gonna use this for the houses itself. So yeah, why don't we go to quickly build one houses and demonstrate, you know, how it actually looks like in the build itself. Oh, Oh, and before I forget, I actually did fix up the walls while in between the clips from the last time lapse. So yeah, all of the walls here, including this part over here, are all filled out with a platform because I already got myself some deep slate. I definitely didn't steal those deep slates. And then yeah, I filled up all these walls, so now everything here looks a lot more cleaner. There are no dirt to be seen. So yeah, a nice job for me. Now, moving on to the next one, right? This episode, I kind of want to do a little bit of tutorial for you guys, right? So, you guys have already seen me do some building, blah blah blah, yeah, the usual, the timeless. But this time, I kind of want to do the build for you guys and kind of show you the process I'm working on while trying to figure out what kind of build I'm doing. Now, granted, I just want to say, I am the type of builder that generally doesn't have any styles going on, right? I don't have any plan nor anything. I just went for it and see whether the build looks good or not. So yeah, I just randomly grab some block and see what kind of block generally fits in the team itself. And first of all, I need to get rid of the walls over here. Now, when you try to build something, here's a little lesson for you guys. Always try to remember what kind of team you want to go, like you want to design. Whether you want to design a medieval, you want to design a evil looking build, or just any other thing in general that you would like to add into the build itself. Once you have a team, then you will understand what kind of block you want to get. Now, on my inventory, you can already see I have mostly a lot of like that tone blocks over here. That is because I want to make this building sort of like a dark, mysterious, but probably a little bit like grand, you know, a grand looking block. And then the terracotta kind of looks just like that, you know, and it gives us some details while also looks menacing. And yeah, I think it's gonna look, it's gonna tie well in this build right over here. Now let me just quickly add some pillars and see what I can really come up with over here. When you try to build something, don't worry about how it's gonna look like. Once you gotta keep building all the way until you finish it, and then you really tell yourself whether this build looks good or not, right? Because when you start building, it's definitely not gonna look anything good, right? Is it? So you gotta keep building and building and building until eventually you got a gist of what you really wanted, right? Like for example, if I don't like this part, I can just make some changes over here just to break off the texture itself. Now it's still not gonna look any difference until I really finish up the rest of the build up here. The building process take a long time, yeah. Now I really suggest, like, if you really can't really build like wildly, and if you're really paranoid about the build looking really bad, then it is recommended for you to just plan accordingly before you actually go and build something. But otherwise, if you want to be like me, then just go out. My only advice for you guys is don't try to limit yourself with the only blocks you have in you. Right? Because there's so many blocks in Minecraft now that you can get, but a lot of people just doesn't want to get it because they don't know how to get it, or they just feel like it's not necessary for them because they don't need it, right? Now, the real reason why you don't need it is because you didn't even think about whether you need it in any of the build, right? So, what I do recommend is try to get as many blocks as you can. Right? The more blocks you have, the more variety you can imagine. Oh, I can definitely build a build with these blocks, and it's gonna come into use and all in it's really nice to have those blocks keep in your storage at all times so you can use them. I think I kind of want the floor to be a smooth basalt, so let me quickly go grab that. The floor has been made, and as you can see, I did add some of the black glazed terracotta right over here. Now this kind of looks like a carpet for the flooring, isn't it? And now I know it's kind of looking weird right now because there's literally nothing else apart from the crisscross pattern for the smooth basalt, but once we add some interiors on the inside, then this carpet would actually make sense. It can be like for put it up or put it on top of a table, right? It can be like a carpet, and then this is where the seat would be, and then the television would be right here, blah blah blah. You get the point. And yeah, I think the glazed terracotta has some uses if you really know like how to use them in some cases. Now some people actually use glazed terracotta for texturings on the build, and yeah, certainly you can actually do that. So yeah, so far I think it looks kind of nice with the glazed terracotta giving some textures. Now maybe I want to like change the direction of the bottom part. The top part is fine, the bottom part might need to be fixed, twist around, and somehow the red part I need to like look at the top of it. And then yeah, other than that, this is kind of looking good so far. I kind of like the glazed terracotta. Maybe I should use it more. The roof is now added. Now, if you think this house is technically done, no, it is not. As you can see, there is some gaps over there, and there is a little bit more details that I need to add. Also, if you guys have noticed, I actually did some changes over here. So instead of the lanterns right on the edge, I actually move it in so I can add the pillars right over here at the side. And basically, it technically gives a lot more depth into the build itself. And yeah, now the real hard part starts here. So once you build the base of the houses, the details comes in play. It's really important to add some details into your build if you want to make it look as good as possible. Now, when it comes to detail, usually we think about, oh, I want to add some bushes, I want to add some leaves, right? I want to add some lanterns and campfires and this and all the furniture, right? But some people doesn't really understand that they can actually use the furniture as a building block or details. In fact, like to put one for example, you can actually use like the looms as like a sort of like the stores you see from the outside, where it has a really nice texture from the back of the loom, and it kind of gives sort of like, oh, you're selling some stuff over here. And yeah, eventually I am going to add some armor stand over here that like shows some stuff here. Yeah, that's the data pack stuff. But yeah, you get what I mean. Like you can use furniture to really add some details on the exteriors. And yeah, this is what I'm basically doing for every single one of the houses over here. And yeah, right now, just looking at this, I feel that I can add some bushes, and I think I can add some of the furniture that probably would tie well with the top part of the build. So let me quickly go get some of the blocks and demonstrate you the sort of the details that I can add in with the exterior of the houses. So I got all of the blocks that I could potentially use for the details of the exteriors. Now, I know some of the blocks that you're looking at right now might question you as of why I have it in my inventories, right? Like for example, the observers, the buttons, or even the I don't know, like just anything you see where pistions, you know. Now, one of them that is not weird is technically adding some bushes. Like this is kind of a common thing that everyone uses a lot, and it's not surprising, right? And You can add like this kind of sort of acts like a table. Yeah, you can either add some candle on top of it or a flower. Because the scaffolding kind of like it technically looks like a table. And as to one, if you guys might be wondering why do I have a campfire? Well, I was wondering if I could somehow use the campfire as a sort of like a support or the end of the pole for the pillars right down here. So if we do this and quickly take a look on the design. Oh yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that! It looks amazing, isn't it? It really looks like it works well with the pillars over here. And yeah, now as for this observer, I'm pretty sure this is the one thing that you guys might question a lot. Now, technically the observer kind of acts like a, well, I would say an AC unit, but you can technically use like other blocks such as, I don't know, like the furnace, blast furnace, those technically can really work as a AC unit as well. But I kind of want to use observer mainly because I haven't really used this for the build itself. And I kind of want to try it out, and so far, well, I mean, it kind of stands out right now. So if I add something like this and this, and then possibly add a little bit of depth on the side. There you go. And one over here. Ah! Okay. Now let's see how it looks like. It kind of works, but I don't think it kind of ties in with the like the vibe in this build. So yeah, sometimes you just really need to test it out in between and see what kind of stuff really works and what kind of stuff doesn't. You know, you gotta give it a try and see whether it works and whether it don't. And if it doesn't work, then you gotta try other stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this until I kind of find the proper interior for this build. I think this kind of looks quite nice, you know. Maybe I will do some changes in between episodes, but yeah. So far, this is the kind of like the process of me doing the interiors of the builds, not the interior, the exteriors of the builds and the base of the houses itself, you know. Now, I know it kind of looks weird right now because there's literally nothing on the side, but this is how I build for the town itself. And yeah, once all of the houses are fully finished, everything will tie in really well. Like all of the builds are all fully connected. Well, not exactly, but yeah, you get what I mean once I finish all building all of them in the future. So yeah, I really hope that you guys have learned something from my building tutorial for you guys today. But yeah, if you guys enjoy me doing this again, let me know down in the comment section below whether you want to see more of like live building action to you guys. And yeah, I'll definitely do more of it if you guys really like it. But with that said, we are technically running out of time for this episode, so we'll be ending the episode here for today. And in the next episode, we might get to see the return of Your Highness. Yeah, I just got a word from him that he's actually coming back. So yeah, finally, finally, I'm going to be free from these building curses. Finally. But with that said, thank you so much for watching this episode today, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya. Report 11, day 48. I've been following that thing for a day, and it leads me to the large storm over at the distance. I haven't stepped forward yet. Something tells me that things are going to get horrid. Past that storm, There seems to be a light casting down the middle surrounded by storm. I don't know what that is, but this might going to be my last report if I'm able to make it alive or not. Well, according to the castle map, there's only 11 ruins scattered across the world. So, if this is the last one, then does that mean this is the end of the journal? But that haven't really explained anything yet though. I better get out of here. You know what? It's been a while since I head back to the kingdom. Let's see what Korea has been up to.